What's up, guys? So I've had the K&F Concept S211 tripod for about a week now. Today I'm going to be giving you my honest thoughts and opinions on it. And full disclaimer, K&F Concept were actually nice enough to send me this tripod. I know, I only have 90 subscribers, so it's pretty crazy. So huge thanks to K&F Concept. But yeah, this review, it could be a little bit biased towards them. But in this review, I'm still going to give you my completely honest thoughts about the tripod. There have been some things I didn't really like about it. I'm going to share those with you too, because it's totally important that I'm completely honest. So this is the tripod. It's in this awesome bag. I'm going to be totally honest, my autofocus is definitely not the best, so sorry about that. But if we open this bag, the bag has a strap in it, so you can carry that on your back. Yeah, so this is the tripod. It's really nice and compact, as you can see. And this thing, let me tell you right now, it is a beast. It can do so many things. I've never seen a tripod that can do so many things. That's what I love about this tripod. So, if we open it, and we fold this down real quick. So yeah, it's pretty small when it's opened at its smallest size. The legs right here have a little thing right here, and they have 3 main adjustments. So you can get the tripod at really low to the ground angles, or you can get it a little bit higher up and more compact if you want. So at the head of the tripod, we have a pretty nice quick release plate. One thing that I wish could be a little bit improved is that this knob right here is sort of, it gets in the way of the camera, and I think most other tripods are similar to this, but it gets pretty hard to turn it that way. That's something that could definitely be improved, but it has a pretty high quality quick release plate that you just, and what I love about it is the screw has like a little handle, so you can easily turn it without needing a coin. The tripod also has a little bubble leveler on it, so that's pretty useful for getting it nice and flat and leveled to the ground. It has a nice ball head at the top that you twist using this little knob, and then you can move that in any position, and then you can really lock it in place and get it pretty precisely. And then there's also a slot on it for vertical photos or videos. And then something I really like is how this tripod can turn really smoothly. You can adjust that with this knob right here. You can tighten it so that you can't move it. But even though this is a more photography oriented tripod, you can definitely use it for video and get some smooth pans with it, because this ball head is definitely very smooth. Now this is where some of the really awesome features come in. So you can turn this knob right here, and then watch this. Are you ready? Boom! And then you can easily use this for some overhead shots. It's definitely strong, like it's gonna hold your camera, even though it might look a little bit sketchy with it tipped like this. It does actually hold the camera pretty well, and it doesn't wobble or anything like that. So let's put that back. I also didn't mention this in the beginning, but this tripod goes up to 72 inches tall. That's really high. That's definitely taller than me. I'm like 5'8", and yeah, it's quite a bit taller than me actually. So if you're concerned about that, no worries there. Something else I love about the tripod is it has a nice hook on the bottom, and if you unscrew that hook, you can unscrew this to adjust the height, and you can do that, and you can flip it over just like this, which is pretty awesome for getting some really low shots to the ground. It can be pretty awesome for things like macro photography too. And if you're a macro shooter, I don't know exactly, I'm not like a macro photographer, so I don't know exactly what you need, but I have heard this is a nice feature, being able to again do this, and then you can have the camera sideways on the ground, which is a pretty awesome thing. And I didn't really use it for that a whole lot, but what I did do is I went out shooting once with it, and I put it back in this position, and I could show the photos on the screen right now. I don't think they're that great, but the benefit of this is I was out at night shooting, and my camera, it's not the best, it doesn't have the best low light capabilities. And what I can do, since it's on a tripod, is I can make my shutter speed way lower to let in more light. And typically if I didn't have a tripod like this and I wanted to get an angle that low at night, what I'd have to do is crank up my ISO, and it would not look nearly as good on this camera if I had to do that. So that's a pretty awesome thing. It's also pretty useful for overhead shots again, things like that. It's such a versatile tripod, as you can tell. And that's not even it. There's more. So this leg right here, you can actually unscrew this leg, and then you can take the column and you can screw the column on like that, and then boom, now you have a monopod, which is pretty awesome. And this thing gets tall, definitely taller than me, even standing up, which is pretty awesome for videography or things like hyperlapses. Super useful. So let's talk build quality. Before the tripod I have now, I used a cheap tripod. I have it right now, I'm using it, by a brand called Neewer, and it's not the best. Okay, so I was just trying to record something. This is the video head, and it came off. Well, I was trying to take the head off of the tripod, and it came off of this. This is stuck here. It's a mess inside of here from all this plastic on here. I just realized today that it's broken right here. So, I mean, yeah, the tripod it's done the job for me. It's just not the best, and it could definitely be stepped up. Now, does it do the job? Yes, I've had it for a while, and it does work. But does it do the job well? Not so much. So it works, but if you really want to step up your game and get a good tripod that does the job well, I would highly recommend getting a tripod like this. Now, that's not to say that the build quality of this tripod is perfect, which is what I'm going to talk about right now. I've definitely had some problems with it. The first main problem I had, there's a screw that attaches the quick release mount onto the actual ball head itself, and with my first tripod, the first one of these I got, that screw kept getting loose, and I think the threads must have actually been messed up. So I talked to K&F Concept about this, and although they did send the tripod to me, their customer service was great, and I was able to easily get a replacement of that tripod, and this one has no problems at all. So it probably won't be a problem for you. I think it was only on my model, but that is something to be aware of. One other problem I had was on the first tripod I got. I have not had the issue on this one, but there's a little plastic piece in this little tightener. And that piece, it kind of like cracked right when I got it. So if you're not careful enough, that could definitely be an issue. But it really didn't mess anything up. I just had to put it back in the right spot because the little plastic thing fell out. But definitely be careful when using it because it could mess up. I really think it's not a huge deal though. Now, I really don't have many complaints about this tripod at all. But if I was being really nitpicky, one thing I would say is that the tripod, when you're moving this column right here, it really just like, it doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel the best. Also, this is super nitpicky, but the little adjusters to adjust the height of the feet, they are like kind of loose and they just kind of rattle a little bit, which isn't the best. But really, other than that, I don't have any problems with it. So it's not perfect build quality, but it's much better than what you can get with a cheap tripod like this Neewer one. So would I recommend this tripod? Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. For its price, I don't think you can beat its versatility. It can do so many things. Pretty much anything you need, it can do it for you, which you're not really able to say with most tripods. Now, one thing about the tripod is that it's more meant for photographers, but it's still great for videographers. You just can't get like advanced tilts and stuff like that because it doesn't have a video ball head, but you could easily put one on if you wanted to, and it still suits my needs for video work just fine. But yeah, though the price of this tripod is definitely not the cheapest, for the price for what you get, I think it's a solid tripod. It can do pretty much anything you need it to do, and it's definitely a really good investment, and I would recommend it. So that's it for today's video, guys. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment down below, like the video if you want, and if you don't like the video, give it a fat dislike, a fat one. And also a huge thank you to K&F Concept for sending me this tripod. Really do appreciate it. It means a lot. And thank you for watching. See ya.